Welcome to the many views of Georgetown 14, located just across the street from the Lafayette Square Mall. The movie I just saw just the other day was Terminator Genisys, the fifth Terminator movie. Arnold Schwarzenegger returns to the role of Killer Robot in the flesh this time. After the painful sit-through of the third Terminator movie and the bit hard to watch of the fourth one, and the total mixed feelings on the Sarah Connor Chronicles TV series, I had plenty of doubt about this new Terminator. With the exception of Arnold Schwarzenegger, the whole cast gets replaced yet again. New actors for Sarah Connor, John Connor, and Kyle Reese. With these new actors playing roles that people have come to know and love, while this being a sequel that's somewhat building off of some recent Terminator franchises entries that leaves it in a questionable state of whose hands should shape this. But as the movie started, my worries melted away. The film starts off with a very good action scene where we actually see John Connor send Kyle Reese back in time to protect his mother, Sarah Connor. And it is there back in the 1980s in Los Angeles that we see the movie sort of recreate the scenes from the first movie pretty faithfully. We get shots from the alley, the garbage truck driver, angle of the camera, very well done. In the way that the actors reused the lines from the original movie feels a little bit off if you prefer the original. It doesn't really sync well, but they do it line for line the way that was. It's from that point that the movie sort of veers off the course that we've seen in the past movies. Now, me saying anything else right now will probably lead to spoilers, but I think that the trailers of the movie sort of gave quite a bit out. So if you want to know more than what I'm giving off, watch the trailer and you'll see pretty much what most of the movie is going to be about. All the characters on both sides of this war of man against machines, they all really felt complete, or more completed than they were in previous movies. I felt and cared about these actors quite a bit. After all these years, Arnold could still play the big, strong guy and give a little bit of comedy here and there. As for him being a frightening killer as he was in the first Terminator and I guess a little bit in Terminator 2, not so much. You were just either too watered down to it, or the writers got him set to being too much of a good guy for us to think of him as a bad guy. Special effects all around were very excellent. Sound effects too, and the music fit the scene perfectly. One major nitpick that I had with this movie is that near the end there's a countdown of when Skynet was going to take over the world. And I gotta say that the way that they were talking about Skynet and how evolved it became within just the last few days, why would a timer hold it back when it could pretty much do whatever the hell it wanted right now? But besides that, I felt the movie was very good and very well done. Action scenes, talking scenes, the dialogue, the way that the characters play off each other. There is a seriousness throughout the whole movie, but it's just not played that hard like it was in the first Terminator or the second. There are more than plenty action scenes between good guys and bad robots. They're all done very nicely and fun to watch, but thinking back at it, it's just really just take up a lot of time that could have been used for more character development or probably just to put a few more zigzags to the story. And again, if those zigzags weren't placed right, then there would have been more complaints about it. This is a very successful entry to the Terminator franchise, and I'm sure that all types of fans will enjoy. The viewing of the original Terminator is definitely recommended, but they sort of glaze over that movie a little bit in this one. Terminator 2 isn't necessarily a watch, but I gotta say it's such a great movie in itself that you should just go ahead and watch it anyway. Quite a few references and callbacks to it. As for the third, fourth, and the TV series, they are not required viewing at all, but the way that this movie's set up, they could still be canon. Now, Terminator Genisys probably won't be a movie that people will remember quite often in the future, but it was done better than the last few that we've got.